welcome to the Whovian Review. I'm Michael.
I'm Shelby.
I'm the definitive Jeremy.
And I'm Colin, and welcome to AwesomeCon, guys! Let's hear it for the Whovians! Well, if you've never heard of the Whovian Review, we are them. Just about every week, me and my friends come together, we watch a Doctor Who episode, and then we do a podcast where we rate all about it, give our opinions, and everything in between. And for some reason, probably misguided, there are thousands of people that choose to listen to us every week. And maybe you will be one of them now included if you aren't already. But today it's all about Doctor Who would win. We are pitting doctors against doctors in contests of champion, wit, fashion, and other nonsense. Some of these we may need your help on really reaching a definitive answer on as well. But let's get it rolling.
All right, here we go.
Who would win at being tardy? Who is tardy with the TARDIS?
All right, I'm gonna have to start this one off by, 11th Doctor, Girl Who Waited, Amy Pond. We've got 14 years before actually going off of the TARDIS, plus the gazillion other times he abandoned her.
Yeah, but Tegan also told the Fifth Doctor that a broken clock could keep better time than him because he could never get her anywhere that she wanted to go.
She just wanted to go to the airport.
I know!
Michael, I'm sorry, but as far as I'm concerned, when you have to pay a therapy bill for childhood trauma because you were late, you're the kind of the latest doctor.
Well, also, you do have to realize that the first Doctor really couldn't walk very far, and he literally would sit down every 3 feet to stop and take a breather. So I do have to give him some credit for possibly being the one most tardy.
But I think we're gonna have to go with 11.
Yep. I think 11. Does everyone agree?
What do you guys think?
11.
The Who's have it.
Who would win at a sword fight? Well, here are two very good contenders. Yes, the Fourth Doctor and the Fifth Doctor actually wielded a sword, but no, I don't think either of them wielded a sword nearly as good as the Third Doctor, who literally stopped to eat a sandwich in the middle of his sword fight with the Master.
Now, but hang on, because the 12th Doctor took down Robin Hood in a sword fight with a spoon.
And that has got to be far more skill. When you can win a sword fight without a sword.
And a really short spoon.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, I got it. If this was who is the best skilled fighter, that's right there. But he's fighting with a spoon, really sword fighting skills.
If you're fighting against a sword. Yeah, you see?
So that's a good point. Even a hilt.
I would have to say both of them are pretty darn good.
All right, let's ask the audience then. Cheer for Third Doctor. All right, cheer for 12th Doctor.
I would say 12th Doctor would win.
All right, 12th Doctor.
Who would win at a dance-off? Who's bringing that groove? Who will outlast that murder on the dance floor?
The 9th Doctor literally is in the Doctor dancing.
Yeah, but the 15th Doctor can actually dance
Yeah.
and laugh.
If we know something about the 15th Doctor from his short term, we know he is a beast on the dance floor.
Yeah, and honestly, we just kind of put the 9th Doctor up here because of the Doctor dances. It's clearly going to the 15th.
Okay, we have two epic lawyers. One actually saves his own companion in the Keys of Marinus, but the other literally goes and saves himself, quite literally, in many
Against
ways.
himself.
Against himself in the most epic trial on Gallifrey.
So the first one he was talking about was the first Doctor, second one being the 6th Doctor.
Oh, definitely. So I guess we should go for, let's do audience participation in this one too. So who would go as the first Doctor in terms of being a lawyer? Okay, let's go with 6th Doctor.
All right, I'm already asking.
You all have my heart. Or hearts, I believe.
All right, who is the best at protecting companions? This is not a great skill set of many doctors. However, someone has to be decent at it, right?
Or at least better than the others.
And we found two that actually kept their companions relatively safe.
And actually, I do have to give an honorable mention that the Third Doctor actually doesn't really have anything happen to any of his companions, but he's also just on Earth.
I don't know, this one companion got married.
And I think the fugitive doctor was very smart not to pick up companions in the first place.
Yes, I think the imagery of this particular one kind of gives it to the ninth doctor. What do you think?
Yeah, Gatling gun versus whistle.
That's actually a sonic screwdriver.
What? Yeah, many times, and also not.
Mortal people.
That's his fault.
I mean, Jack would always say he's the companion of the doctor.
Yeah, but that's a good point. I mean, Rose really saved Jack there. So, do we? Oh, all right. Sound for the second doctor.
Sound for ninth. That's actually very close there.
Ooh, I think that's a tie.
I think that's
We'll give it a watch.
tie, you know, we'll give it a tie.
All right, who wins in a battle of wits? Now, this is something many doctors have. Who's got the brains? Who's got the mastery of logic to take care of?
The fourth doctor goes into a battle of wits with Morbius in the brain of Morbius, Time Lord to Time Lord. But the first doctor actually has a battle of wits with the Celestial Toymaker in the Celestial Toymaker.
And as we see in that one, and the more recent Celestial Toymaker story, that's a pretty formidable enemy.
Pretty big deal. Reality warping powers? I mean, come on.
Yeah, so I would say that as far as, who he's going battle wits against, the first Doctor went against a more formidable enemy.
That's what I agree with you completely. I mean, and it was chilling, that story, just from everything you can see of it. Like, it's a dark actual episode for us.
I will give one credit to the fourth doctor in this, though. He has some really good one-liners.
Oh, he
The fourth doctor has a lot of really good
The fourth
one-liners.
Doctor has Douglas Adams ready for him.
Anyways, moving along.
Wait. But we have to come to a winner. The first
Oh, that's true.
Yes, I think, I'm gonna say that if you find this successful Toymaker, and we literally had to bring him back just to show how awesome he is, I think the first doctor should get it.
I'm going first.
Well, let's just ask the audience.
Okay.
First doctor. Fourth doctor.
Well, I think the first takes it.
I think the first takes
Much
that.
pioneer.
More people were going for him, even though the fourth doctor might have been
Yeah. All right,
Hand-to-hand
hand-to-hand
combat.
combat.
Okay, so the ninth doctor literally punches someone after he figures out that Rose is being, taken away from him. The sixth-
Position Nikita.
Yeah, I'm sorry, third doctor's gonna win this one, I'm gonna just let you all know this right now.
The sixth doctor takes down Shock Guy, who actually is supposed to have a lot more strength than him, and punches out an android cop in Attack the Cybermen, and comes back out of the hole afterwards.
Those are big feats.
Michael, the third doctor was on Earth, and I think he out-combated everyone already.
Yeah, I will have to give it to Venetian Akido. He definitely had way more battles in.
Oh yeah, it was like almost every story he was getting into a fist fight with
Yeah, he's
somebody.
consistent, he's bringing it, he's practicing all the
He
time.
got into a fist fight with Omega's alternative mind reality, so that's interesting.
I would love to see the third Doctor go up against Duggan, the man who had the most important punch in human history.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? So I think we'll give it to the third doctor for you guys.
Sorry about giving spoilers on that one, Billy.
Okay.
The most epic regeneration. All doctors regenerate, sometimes seemingly more than once.
And we were using Big Finish to figure this one out because it wouldn't be fair to the sixth doctor to just say that he got his head hit on the TARDIS console, which did not happen. He actually threw himself into the Ronnie's radiation beam to save every reality throughout all the universe. So that was kind of epic in of itself. But 14th Doctor has two regenerations. One that he comes in on, where he didn't even know he was coming. And two, he bigenerates into the 15th.
Well, I think for the first one, we have to give credit to the 13th Doctor, instead of the 13th Doctor regenerating, but the bigeneration was pretty freaking epic.
I mean, what's better than not getting one doctor, but two doctors?
3 doctors.
Okay. Actually, the whole, now 30, I guess, because 15 plus 2 times 2.
I'm not doing this math, no.
Who knows? Anyway, we'll move on. Oh, I think we'll give it to the 14th, what do you think?
I give it to the 14th, yeah.
Yeah,
Great
definitely.
consensus.
Especially on screen.
We all can know.
Okay, look at those kisses. I just have to say, I'm totally behind 11th Doctor on this one. Epic kisses with River Song.
The 8th Doctor actually kisses his companion goodbye at the end too, and it's a lot more poignant than this one. But I mean, if you're kissing your wife, I think that might have a little bit more bearing.
Especially in Outside of Time, a kiss.
The 8th Doctor did start the whole kiss off on all the kissing stuff.
All I will say is that with experience, 8th Doctor first kiss, really, he didn't know what he was doing yet, and at the 11th, he figured out and he had his timing perfect.
I think we can assume that the Doctor had kissed people beforehand because he had a granddaughter.
Possibly, but at any rate, let's find out from the audience, because I think they should help us out on this one. So we'll go with 8th Doctor. Wow. Okay, we don't need any more.
This was a kiss on the silver screen. It was a big moment. There was lots of sexual tension.
Let's hear it for the 11th Doctor.
I mean, River Song herself is
Yeah, I'm not roll. She has experience. She knows.
Who would win a best bromance competition? We took the 2 doctors that actually had a bromance.
That actually is a very good point. It is only a romance in one way, with the 10th Doctor and Jack. It was very one-sided. Jack was way more interested than the Doctor was. I mean, the TARDIS even, ran away from him.
Well, you know, a dynamic duo. I think that's a little harsh.
Well, okay, yeah, but
I mean,
it
just
was
because
definitely
one direction is more
one-sided than the
stronger,
other.
just like I love you more in our marriage than you love me.
Oh my gosh! Whoa! At any rate,
all I'm gonna say is that, Jack and the 10th Doctor, they were there for, they were this. I mean, maybe it was one-sided. Oh, was it really one-sided?
All right, let's compare it to 2nd Doctor and Jamie.
yes. I think the 2nd Doctor and Jamie stuck it out. Jamie has the credit or the record for most episodes. So you know that Jamie stick around way longer than anybody else.
Yeah,
And
I
maybe
mean,
that might show it.
in this picture too, they could literally be conjoined at the hip. I mean, I think we should see the physical evidence just kind of blaring.
So the 2nd Doctor will win in this particular one.
I can see.
Yes. Oh, some of us actually have this up.
Who would win in the best facial hair competition? Also, not a lot of main players on the stage here.
Yeah.
Well, 15 does have a very suave and sophisticated mustache. Goes along with his charismatic self.
But with age and that War Doctor beard, every time, just look at how well kept it is, and it just shows.
Very wizard.
Yes.
And I know what you're thinking. It feels like it should be the 15th, but let's just drive down on this. The 15th, very attractive man. I want to just have everybody do a social experiment here. Take the War Doctor's beard, move it over to the 15th Doctor. I think it only improves.
Go the other way now. 15th Doctor's mustache, moving on to the War Doctor. Does it improve? No, it does not.
Not sure.
Whenever you see that War Doctor, your chest is burst with how awesome it is.
So I don't know. I think the panel and the audience might be at ends on this one. I'm not sure.
All
Well,
right.
let's ask them.
All right, War Doctor.
15.
That was
More of a time than I thought it was going to be.
I think that was still
I
War
think that was
Doctor.
slightly
I think
War
it was a
Doctor.
slightly War Doctor, but that was close.
Yeah, that was very close.
Who would win in a competition of deception? The fugitive Doctor literally deceived herself. She didn't even know who she was.
And the 7th Doctor just went around just destroying people with deception constantly, especially his companions.
Yeah, I'm
Ace.
sorry.
Poor Ace.
The 7th Doctor caused, again, the level of trauma the 7th Doctor caused to his companions is kind of epic.
I would say so. I think we'll give it to the 7th Doctor.
Let's ask the audience.
Yeah.
Okay, 7th Doctor.
Fugitive. Woo! All right, I think a 7th.
I think we got a winner. Yes, we have 2 presidents that we know. One was president of Earth, thanks to UNIT and every single nation, but one was also president, actually, of Gallifrey.
Now, when the fourth Doctor did President of Gallifrey, especially when he was, really living it up in the presidency, he was very presidential, but also, as soon as he finished what he wanted to do, he just ditched Gallifrey and was like, see guys.
I don't think the 12th Doctor stuck around on Earth very long, though.
No, but he fulfilled his role, and that was all that he needed to do.
I think
That's true. I don't know. I think the 12th Doctor is consistently more presidential and tone and temperament, and more so he presents and is older. And as we all know, that's extremely important in American politics today.
All right, so noise for the fourth Doctor. Yeah! 12. All right, that's solid win for 12.
Capaldi's awesome.
I love Capaldi.
And his companions got mostly happy endings.
Okay, good point.
I'll sit down for this one while I check out on the tower.
All right, who wins best hair? Is it going to be those big curly locks, or is it going to be the suave debonair nature of the 10th Doctor?
This one's so hard for me because if my hair was that short, it would look just like the fourth Doctor's. But I'm always trying to get my husband to do his hair like David Tennant.
It doesn't always work out.
I'm sorry, the curly locks just win every time. It feels just like you've got a hat on the head. It's just like,
Oh, don't you just want to run your hands through that spiky hair?
I mean, the 4th Doctor has a lot more hair.
True.
yeah, I'm gonna go for the more hair versus the spiky hair.
I'm a little caught.
All right,
Do
we're
we know
gonna
about,
I need help.
do we know about their nature of body hair?
I don't think we do know that.
Okay, we'll skip that.
All right. So what do we think on the best hair? Noise for fourth. Noise for 10. All right, that sounds like 10 to me.
I need to know their hairstyle.
All right, well, not too far off from best hair, we've got best smile, or biggest smile. I would have to say that if you had to go with just pureness and absolute angelicness, it has to be number 15.
Yes.
The fourth Doctor does have a face transforming smile.
Oh, yes.
But it can be scary.
I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Let's look at both sides of the panel here. Who is going to win the Colgate commercial?
15.
So I think
every
we're gonna have to
day.
give it to 15 on this one.
Who would win in a battle in space? Now, we're thinking in terms of who would probably more likely destroy space at this point.
And we have two very good contenders here.
Well, the 13th Doctor certainly pits the Daleks, the Cybermen, and the Centaurans all against each other, and of course has a flux following her. Now, I don't know if that's technically all 100% her fault. Whereas the 7th Doctor definitely destroys the entire solar system of Skaro.
Actually, it's even worse than that. He makes Davros do it.
Oh yeah, that's
Hey, it
true.
was Davros' fault.
I think he had a little manipulation in there. So, I think we should do the audience on this one too.
Yes, I agree.
Shouldn't it be the War Doctor?
Well, that's true. We could actually have.
That's
had
a
War
good
Doctor.
nomination. Let's add it to the lineup right now. Let's take some polls.
All right, noise for the War Doctor.
13.
7. Yeah! War Doctor. Yeah, that was bad on us for not picking it up there.
Well,
Never
I mean,
underestimate the knowledge of crowds.
I guess the War Doctor would make sense.
Well, he did actually blow up Gallifrey.
Well, we know who would win in a battle of space. Who would win in a battle of time?
We've got the 11th Doctor, who usually gets his TARDIS to go just about anywhere he wants it to go. The 6th Doctor actually changed actually fixed the chameleon circuit temporarily. He also got his TARDIS to go just about anywhere he wanted to go. The short hops, both of these Doctors were really good at.
The 11th Doctor did reboot time.
That's true, he did reboot time. The 6th Doctor also created a nice little device in Time Lash, where he actually was able to project his whole body back in time to prevent himself from being aged to death. That's pretty cool too.
That's a feat. All right, so what do we think, guys? Sixth Doctor?
Yeah.
11th Doctor?
That takes the cake. Okay.
He's the best, hardest fondler. Getting in there.
Okay.
We couldn't resist.
I mean, I think there's kind of a clear winner. We've got the doctor literally kissing the TARDIS, also calling her sexy, and having the companions be like, did you wish really hard?
I mean, I get that, but also, that's a lot of the TARDIS really doing the fondling there. If we're talking about like which direction things are going in.
Yeah, but
that goes to
the
the
doctor's
fifth. The fifth is
also
a bit
always
more,
getting all up in that undercarriage, messing with wires.
I mean, the fifth guy's really getting in there.
The fifth Doctor really likes rubbing along the door opening device all the time. He also goes around, just kind of gently dusts her off every once in a while. He's definitely got a love relationship.
But we can definitely see the 11th Doctor getting a lot more action from the TARDIS itself.
All right, noise for the fifth Doctor. Yeah, noise for the 11th Doctor.
Whatever it is.
Okay, we took the two that actually do enjoy motor vehicle racing, and we put them together. Now, one of these doctors actually had an entire episode dedicated to him driving something somewhere, even on top of other people.
This would be the third Doctor.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be the third Doctor.
And the 11th Doctor drove an anti-grav motorcycle up the Shard and managed to lose in the Olympics on it.
Yes.
For me, I'm just gonna say the third Doctor because he really had to learn how to get around without the TARDIS, so he has a lot more mileage under his belt. So I'm giving it the third.
Yeah, that's me.
I would also have to say he also had the most amount of vehicles.
Yeah.
We do see the 11th Doctor having some more, modernized technology. That could give him an advantage.
But I will say, the 11th Doctor, I give him one thing. He looks like a kid in a candy store when he's on that fire truck.
So third it is. Now we can't choose just one for this slide. Who would win in a battle of kindness? Well, technically they're all kind in some way, and some actually go on very epic journeys from being very, very rough, like 6 and 12, to being some of the kindest doctors out there. But I don't think that quite counts.
I don't know. I mean, the 12th Doctor ended his cycle with the conclusion that the only important thing was to be kind.
Yeah, I mean, he made it explicit. Plus, like his whole arc, I feel like he started off a little bit more grouchy and rough, and just became a kinder, softer character. I think that really cements the theme.
I
and message of
always
kindness.
loved his entire story arc and his growth as the Doctor.
Especially with Bill. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Bill Pop.
The 8th Doctor also, the 8th Doctor actually goes around and gives people a little nudge right in the right direction to give them the best possible outcome for what they're about to do. I like that, and that is a kindness because it's an ongoing kindness. Takes care of them in the future.
14th Doctor, we've got some good kindness there, but not a very long run.
True. I don't
You
know.
want to say something about the 5th and 2nd?
Well, they're kind. I mean, the 2nd Doctor has this wonderful speech to his companion Victoria about how he misses his own people right after the death of her father. He's one of the few doctors that actually does kind of help people when they lose someone. Whereas the 4th Doctor is more likely to actually just say, oh, he died, okay, let's just move on. Well, 13 would do that too.
All right, so noise for the 8th Doctor. 5th Doctor. 14th. 12th. Second.
Okay, good, the last two. Good.
All right, I think that was 12.
Clearly.
Easily.
Well, there's some really epic speeches out there, and there's a lot of them. And I'm not saying that every doctor here has the best speech, I'm just saying that they have some pretty darn good ones. And they all tell people off with their speeches, or they give themselves up. They let everybody know exactly how they feel. And,
I know we've got a lot of doctors up here, but in my opinion, this is really a competition for the two doctors written by Stephen Moffat, the 11th and
Yes.
12th.
Yes.
I agree completely.
Just consistently good speeches.
They are
Yes.
very good speeches. But I mean, I don't know if it's maybe I love Capaldi and I love his doctor just because my favorite. His speeches, I feel he had more good speeches than the 11. But that's just me. While the 11 had an epic speech.
The 11th did have several epic speeches.
I mean, oh no.
We got that one, we got Pandora Opens, we never put in the trap.
That's what I was trying to say, like, I want to say is that the 12 had like a lot of
Yeah.
epic speeches, where, like, it's like, the 11 had I feel less epic speeches, but some of them hit really hard. That's what I think.
Zygons versus humans at the war table.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
there was this one speech that the 6th Doctor gave when I was a kid. I was only about 10 when I saw this, and it was from the two doctors. And he's contemplating the end of the universe. And he just is sitting there so contemplative and so into what he's thinking. And it's not an epic speech so much, but it's so poignant and so interesting that he was thinking that. And the fact that he could think that. Because most people, if you think about it, most humans don't think, oh, well, yeah, the end of the universe, yeah, we're gonna think about that tomorrow. But just that one speech, well, I mean, yes, he also gives a very epic speech in Trial of Time Lord, but I just want to point that one out.
All right, noise for the first doctor. Noise for the 6th. 10. 11. 12. Alright, that's 12.
This is my favorite crowd.
Yeah.
Well, it seems to be winning a lot.
He cemented his role.
Because 12 is the best.
Alright.
I'm telling this.
It
Okay,
was the
now,
easiest on the eyes here. It was the hottest of the hot, the beautiest of the beauties.
I'm just gonna say, for me, this is a competition between the 13th and 15th doctors.
I might have to throw 10 in there. Just because, I mean, come on, I don't know
Look at
any.
those eyebrows on the 12th though, I mean, come on. I'm going for
He definitely has the silver fox thing going.
Oh my god, he does.
I do have a fan online who loves the 8th Doctor, so I'll give a nod out to her. She actually lives over in England, and so I said I'd mention her.
He's
and
suave.
she loves, because she's actually met him, and she loves him.
Here's what I'll give you. The 8th Doctor really needs a spin-off series because nowadays he's peak at like, yes. But we need more of him because when we had him, it wasn't that much.
Yeah, I think like 15 and 13, like, just like, if you're going to, like, objectify them, like, it's there. I think otherwise, we're smuggling in personalities and we're vibing with a hot.
15 is such a gorgeous man. I'm
I
gonna have to
agree.
go with that one.
I think we all can agree.
All right.
Alright, since we have 3 main contenders, let's just go with those 3 main contenders. If you had to choose a 13th Doctor, go ahead and let us hear it now. Alright, how about the 10th Doctor? Not surprised. And 15. We'll give it a 15, the mustache.
15 took that.
Well, it's only fair to put 13 in there because she's the only girl. So
Yes.
us guys, us who like the girls and the guys, we should go too.
Well, technically you're right. I mean,
You just need to shout louder.
this is very subjective. So the Fugitive Doctor is very good looking, and I was just trying to take a bunch of different doctors, and I was trying to go with different ages, different types, everything. I don't think any of the doctors should be left out of this,
Some
although,
of them should.
well, maybe the first doctor might
Maybe
not.
the 7.
Maybe first one might not feel good. Anyway,
All the doctors are beautiful, we know this.
yeah.
On the inside.
They're bigger on the inside. All right, so this comes to the conclusion of this part of the competition. Now we're going to move on to the most epic of all.
Ladders.
Oh, I'm being thanked here. That was nice of you.
Yep. I'll go back to the thank you at the end.
Thank you, BBC. Thank you for people who edit clips and
Who likes to
GIFs.
do this?
By the way, if for some reason our screen cuts out, it's because the power of my computer went down. For some reason, there is no actual power outlet up here for it, so.
Technical disclaimer.
Anyway, so, who would win a Doctor Who look-alike contest? This is a contest that would mean, who's the most iconic Doctor? Who's actually someone that you look at and go, oh yeah, that's definitely the Doctor. That was kind of what we were thinking with this particular one. This doesn't mean who has the best fashion, because that's gonna come next. Just wanted to point that out. We're just thinking, who would you see out there and go, oh, that's Doctor Who?
If it helps, imagine it as who's that doctor, like who's that Pokemon in essence. So if you were to see that silhouette, you know that's Doctor Silhouette.
So we broke it down into a couple categories here. So we're gonna have some doctors go up against doctors, and then we're gonna kind of whittle them down piece by piece. So the first competition goes between number 9 and number 3. So, who wants to say number 9 would be definitely? Let's hear it from the crowd.
Yeah!
Who would go with the 3rd doctor?
I'm not trying to get the crowd.
That's really close. All right, we're gonna have to do that one more time, guys. And I mean, this time, if you are really for the 3rd, let's hear it, okay? Because I think the clapping said more than the actual voices. So let's try it one more time. 9. 3. 9 got it.
All right, 9's gonna advance. This is just, it's March now. Think March Madness brackets, same deal. What advances?
7 versus 12. Noise for 7.
Oh no, I just lost it.
Oh no.
Hey, back in the back, is there any way we can get power?
This is gray wire right here. It might track up to power.
We always encounter some technical difficulties.
Well, in the meantime, let's do some crowdsourced topics here. Does anybody have a good idea for a contest we could pit some doctors against? I see a hand.
How many have defeated the Weeping Angels?
Oh, okay. This seems like a straightforward technical answer that we should have. Who knows it?
It'll be 11, right?
I think it has to
It
be
has to be
11,
right.
right?
I really think that the 11s, I mean, the 10s just kind of ran.
Wake
Did
up.
we wake up?
Surprise.
Or here's a better question. Who's the
Was
best
that
music
an unusual episode?
Best Doctor for a musical episode.
Oh, best Doctor Who musical.
For me, if you have a Doctor do a musical episode.
15.
Okay, 15 can't win all of them.
He had a musical episode that was great.
I know. I mean, we're going to them.
Something else. I mean, Doctor Just Dance, that's not quite as musical.
No, it's not as musical, but you'd like to think it's musical, but it's not.
Best ridiculous accessory.
Ooh, I
Scarf.
like this.
Scarf.
Celery!
The scarf, celery. Sonic.
Cat thing?
Look at me, I'm the doctor and I'm wearing a vegetable.
Sonic glasses.
Best iconic line?
Ooh, best iconic line. I bet 4th probably has that.
Yeah, the 4th gets a lot of iconic. I think when the 4th just gets a lot of time, we see got a lot of good writers.
No, I think there's a lot in New Who that just continue to resonate.
But I mean,
Everybody wins.
Ooh, yeah.
Let someone else try first.
Yeah.
how you doing over there?
How about this? Best comeuppance against the Daleks.
Best comeuppance against the dogs.
Let's get a couple contenders. Who's best against the Daleks?
I don't know, I kind of liked
I
the
say
first
give me
doctor.
number 12.
Number 12,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Some Dalek destruction for sure. Let's get
Or
another
7.
War.
15.
12, 7, and War. That's a good
Oh,
one.
yeah, good point. So we've got 7 who takes out Scarro.
Adios, downwards. Best companion.
Best companion. Ooh, I love Bill Potts so much. But if we're counting River, I've got to go with River.
Well, I mean, Bill does get a happy ending.
Hmm?
Bill does get a happy ending, sort of.
Sort of.
Sort of. Sorta.
Coolest technology.
I love me some Sonic sunglasses.
Okay, so
Psychic paper.
it's unfair when you have the 14th Doctor just bringing out new tech that we just never saw coming.
Okay, but I mean, there's an obvious answer to this.
Yeah.
The TARDIS.
Oh.
Best TARDIS interior.
Best TARDIS interior. Personally, I love the 11th Doctor's
11th
first
Doctor.
one with all that like see-through and like quirky
And
stuff all
also,
over the
it
place.
just felt like the 11th Doctor was fun to just roam around on. Like, it just felt like a jungle gym. Like,
Yeah.
I live there.
yeah, I mean, it had a pool, remember?
Don't
They all do.
They all do, but
He had the jukebox.
Oh, true.
Ooh.
Best Sonic screwdriver design.
Best sonic screwdriver design. Ooh, I love 11s with the claw.
I was not a big fan of 13s. I thought it was a little strange.
That's not
At least she made it herself, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, I'm always a fan of like the 10th. Like, it felt classic and modern at the same time.
Alright, so the next battle that we're going to go up against, and I'm sorry we don't
We're
have
back.
the visual, because the visual looks pretty cool, would be 7 versus 12. So I'll let you two.
All right, most iconic Doctor, 7 versus 12. Let's hear it for 7. Let's hear it for 12. That's 12.
There we go.
Who do we have next, Michael?
Alright, the next one up will be 13 versus Fugitive.
13 be Fugitive. Let's hear it for 13. Let's hear it for Fugitive. That's 13.
13 takes it.
Okay, 13 takes it. Alright, next up, we have a 3-way, because there's 17 Doctors to go through, so we can't really get pairs all the time. So in this case, we're gonna have the 2nd up against the 15th, up against the 4th. Oh, this is gonna be tough.
I mean, so you mean to say 4th versus the 15th, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
And the 2nd.
Okay, let's hear it for 2nd. Let's hear it for 15. Let's hear it for 4th. That's how they're on.
Iconic.
I mean, okay, yeah. The 4th. That's Star.
Next, Michael.
Alright, next up will be the 1st Doctor versus the 8th.
1st versus the 8th, people.
Let's hear it for 1. Let's hear it for 8. Last one.
Can't get to them without number 1.
Okay, guys, I have to say, you've got a bad rap. We've all been mean to the 80s, but I can't.
How was that movie?
I mean, we understand why.
Yeah, we over-Americanized the movie is what happened.
Exactly.
So one goes down for that one. Alright, another tough one. We have the 5th Doctor versus the 6th Doctor.
5 and 6. Let's hear it for 5.
Yeah!
Let's hear it for 6. I think that's 6.
Yeah, should
Right,
be 6.
6 it is. Next up, oh boy, 14 on one side, 10 on the other.
Let's hear it for 14. Let's hear it for 10.
Alright.
Did have that more youthful appearance.
Youth is not
The
everything.
final battle that we have is War Doctor versus the 11th Doctor.
Let's hear it for War. Let's hear it for 11.
Alright, so our iconic Doctors, our 8 contenders now are 9, 12, 13, 4, 1, 6, 10, and 11. This is gonna get interesting. So our first battle between the Doctors now will be 9 versus 12.
9 versus 12.
Let's hear it for 9. Let's hear it for 12.
I appreciate this. I think 12 wins.
All right, 12.
Alright, 12 it is. Moving on.
This is my favorite group.
4.
13 v 4. Let's hear it for 13. Let's hear it for 4. 1v6, 1. 6.
It's one by a nose.
I think one wide no.
Very close.
1-1. Yeah.
Alright. Finally, a very tough one. 10 versus 11.
10v11. Let's hear it for 10. Let's hear it for 11. I think that was 10 by a hair.
10 by hair. Like, from our perspective, there was just a little bit more resonance from 10. Sorry.
All right, Michael, what do we got next?
Alright, so the last four are 12, 4, 1, and 10. Not very surprising. Now it's tough. 12 versus 4.
Let's hear it for 12. Let's hear it for 4. That's 4.
You guys failed me.
I kind of figured that would happen. Though.
I know it's gonna
Come on.
happen.
Makes sense. I mean, it's where we're gonna see him portrayed in media again and again.
First versus 10.
First v10. Let's hear it for first. Let's hear it for 10. Alright, now we've got the big one, 4v10.
It's the finals.
Let's hear it for 4. Let's hear it for 10.
10 takes it.
10 takes it.
Well, here's your visual.
You prepared that entire thing for that, huh?
No, not at all.
Alright, we're running a little short on time because of the power issues, but we'll try to go quickly through the next one.
Alright, last one.
You know what? I think we should switch up the format a little bit. I think we should just do a quick popularity contest. Run 1 through 15. See where we get.
Who has the best fashion of the doctors?
That's what we're doing now.
Alright, let's hear it for 1. Alright, let's hear it for 2. No one likes that big fur coat. Alright, let's hear it for 3. 4.
One's in the lead for fashion.
5. 6.
Alright.
7. 8. 9.
Leather jackets.
10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15.
I think 15
I
won.
think 15 won, but that was like clearly modern Doctor Who won that one.
I feel though for the first few that you guys are just quiet.
I don't know, 15 makes some sense, like, in his, premiere, and from the very little bit that we've seen a lot of different fashion, shown off by the 15.
Especially that one jacket is gorgeous.
I gotta get into the wisdom of the crowd. You guys are smart, you're wise, you're great Whovians, you know what you're talking about, and I'm glad that you did our ratings well. Doctor Who would win? We now know, thanks to you.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Happy AwesomeCon.